friends, great to see you today. I'm so glad you're joining us. Did you bring your singing voices? Good. Let's go and do some worship together. I'll see you in a minute.
You keep your promises. I know I can trust in you. When you speak it, God, you do it. Your words are always true. God makes a promise and then he keeps it. Numbers 23:19. God makes a promise and then he keeps it. Numbers 23:19. Numbers 23:19. You keep your promises. I know I can trust in you. When you speak it, God, you do it. Your words are always true. God makes a promise and then he keeps it. Numbers 23:19. God makes a promise and then he keeps it. Numbers 23:19. You promise to make me strong. You're with me all day long. You have good plans for me. So I will sing. God makes a promise and then he keeps it. Numbers 23:19. God makes a promise and then he keeps it. Numbers 23:19.
Well, boys and girls, it's time to get ready for our story adventure. So everyone sit down, 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 down. Great. Now crisscross your legs. Perfect. All right, you have your hands ready? We're going to do something new today. Put your hands up into the sky. Reach up high until they almost reach. Are you touching? Almost? Now clap your hands together and bring them down. I lay them in my lap, you see, where they're as good can be. Good job. All right, it's story adventure time, but what do we need? The Bible, that's right. And whose word is in the Bible? God's words. And what does he tell us? That's right. He tells us who he is and what he does and the love that he has for us. That's right. Remember that the Bible is God's book for you, and you can trust that it's right and true. Good job, my friends. Fold your hands in your lap, listening ears on. My turn to talk and your turn to listen. There we go. All right, I have a question for you. Have you ever seen a dog do tricks? They'll listen and obey what their owner tells them to do, like maybe roll over, or stand up on their back legs and walk, or fetch a stick, or catch a frisbee. Well, in our story today, we're going to hear about a donkey that wouldn't listen and obey his owner. That sounds funny, doesn't it? Let's take a look and find out why and what happened. We're going to open our Bible, and the Bible tells us in Numbers 22 is where our story comes from. And the Bible tells us that God's people, the Israelites, had been wandering in the wilderness for 40 years, trying to reach the land that God had promised them. Now they were so close. They were camped in the plains of Moab, right by the Jordan River. They were so excited. But there was a problem that they didn't know about. You see, Balak, the king of Moab, he was terrified of the Israelites. Do you know why? Because there were so many of them, and the king was convinced that they were too powerful and that they would surely want to attack Moab and take over their land. What could he do to protect his country? Oh, he thought and he thought, what can I do? And then finally, he came up with a plan. Balak decided to send special messengers to Balaam. Balaam was a false prophet. That means that Balaam knew God and who God was, but he didn't follow him and do what God said. So he told the messengers, go to Balaam and tell him, I want you to come and curse the Israelites. Balak told the messengers this, and the king knew that those that Balaam cursed were cursed, and those that he blessed were blessed. Now, curse means to make something bad happen, and blessed means to make something good happen. So the messengers took the king's message to Balaam. Now, when Balaam heard the message, he told the messengers, you need to spend the night here, and I'll give you the Lord's answer tomorrow. So Balaam went to the Lord. And even though Balaam knew God, he was not a follower of God, but the Lord spoke to him anyway. And he said, Balaam, don't go with these men. Do not curse the Israelites, because they are blessed. God, boys and girls, was protecting his people. So the next morning, Balaam told the men what God had said. So they returned to the king with Balaam's refusal to come. Do you think that that stopped the king? No, it didn't. The king sent even more messengers begging Balaam to curse the Israelites. He was so afraid of them. And this time God said, go with these men, but only do what I tell you. So Balaam saddled his donkey and he left with the messengers. But God knew Balaam was not really going to obey God. And so he sent an angel to stop him. Now Balaam couldn't see the angel, but you know who could? His donkey. Right in the middle of the road stood an angel holding a sword, and there was no way to get around him. And so the donkey stopped. Balaam must have almost fallen off the donkey. He stopped so quickly. Balaam tried 3 times to make that donkey move, and he refused. And 3 times the donkey refused and stopped. Each time, Balaam became so angry, and he began to hit the donkey to make it go. The angel stood in the way, so the donkey would not move, and Balaam hit her again. Suddenly, the most amazing thing happened. God made the donkey talk. Can you imagine? Why are you hitting me? The donkey asked. Whoa! Have I ever done anything like this before? You know, Balaam was so angry that he didn't even stop to wonder, why was this donkey talking? And then Balaam said back to his donkey, You made me look like a silly fool. And right then, God let Balaam see the angel too. As soon as Balaam saw the angel, his heart was hurt. I have been disobedient. I have sinned. I'll go back if you want me to. But the angel shook his head and said to him, No, go with these men, but only say what I tell you. Now when Balaam arrived, the king took him right out to where the Israelites were camping. But Balaam didn't stay there. He went to a nearby hill, and do you know what he did? He talked to God. He talked to God about all that was happening. And when he returned, Balaam didn't curse the Israelites. No, that's what Balak wanted. But he blessed the Israelites just as God told him. Oh my gosh, the king was not happy. That's not what I told you to do, he shouted. But Balaam replied, I can only say what God tells me to say. What do you think the king did? Do you think he stopped? Do you think he went away? No. 2 more times the king tried to get Balaam to curse the Israelites, but 2 more times Balaam blessed them. Oh, the king was furious. Enough! Just go home. Friends, God always protects his people. Nothing is too hard for God. He can do anything, even using a donkey. Wasn't that a great story? God protects us too, boys and girls. I have some questions for you. Are you ready? Why was Balak afraid of the Israelites? What made the king so afraid of them? They weren't there to attack him. What was it? Yes, there were so many of them. He thought they would be too powerful for them. That's right. What did the king want Balaam to do to the Israelites? Do you remember? It was a new word. Curse them. That's what he wanted them to do. He wanted them to go away, and he wanted Balaam to make that happen. He wanted something bad to happen to the Israelites. Okay, number 3. Why did Balaam stop in the middle of the road? Do you remember? Why did his donkey stop? Yes, there was an angel in the road. That's right, and he couldn't go around him. Who protected the Israelites? You're so right. God protected them, and he protects you and I too. Well, boys and girls, I love this story. It was so fun, and I'll bet you want to share this story with your friends and with your family. So we have a coloring page, and on this coloring page it shows you the angel in the road, and it shows Balaam and his donkey and how his donkey is stopping. Looks like he's even talking to him in our picture, doesn't it? So you can color your picture and you can share that. And then we have some finger puppets. This is so fun. So you can tell the story with your fingers. You can put them right in here, like this. And you can talk about the angel in the road and the donkey who stopped when he saw the angel. And then we also have, there's a third one that you can do. And this is Balaam. And so you can talk about Balaam too. So friends, that'll be fun. It'll be your own little puppet show. Friends, it was so good to be with you. Have a good week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.